Welcome to week 11's lecture. This week's film was Parasite. I hope you had a chance to watch this film and enjoyed it. Groups 13 and 14 made their presentations. Thank you for making your presentations, group 13 and 14 members. Group 13 has a great intro, excellent PPTs, clear delivery, and it started with very impactful movie clips at the beginning, had a good transition work. And the reaction section was good with adjectives, and the two things launch section was well done too. And excellent discussion questions and answers. And the three connection sections were well done, but I think connection 3 did a really good job in showing the connection between reading and the film. So this connection section meant to be showing the relationship between the film and the reading. And connections 1 and 2 need to improve on that. And external sources, the choice of external sources was good. However, a separate section of highlighting the external resources would have been helpful. Or if you don't want to have a separate external source section, you can highlight the external sources more in each connection section. Would have been an option too. But while just embedding the external resources in your connection section, instead of doing it, show the relationship, how this external source give more information to your own reading, or how those two complement each other. You have to state the relationship between the external resource and your own reading more clearly, right? That's how you improve this external resource section. And it was good to add the division of labor and the reference section, but some references in the reference list at the end cannot be located in the presentation, like a tower, variety, and Zhang. So, your in-text citation throughout the presentation, those things in your in-text citations and the reference list, they should match, right? If you see one reference in the in-text citation, in text, then you should be able to find that in the reference list, vice versa, right? In group 14, it seems like a few members were on the Zoom meeting recording, and others participated in the do the presentation through pre-recording, right? So at the beginning, if you kind of introduce the group members very beginning and saying that these members are on Zoom and the others are through participating through the pre-recording, that information would have been helpful. And more transition work is needed. And the film reaction and two things learned section was well done. Discussion questions and answers were good, especially the first one was really good. Who is the parasite, right? The poor family or the rich family, right? And the three connection section need to show the relationship between the reading and film more clearly, and the external resources section need to be also clearly presented as a standalone section. Or if you want to merge the information into the three connection section, you have to highlight how these external resources are complementing the material or the content of your each connection section, right? And it was good to add the division of labor and the reference list, but some citations throughout the presentation should be included in the reference list, colon Legolas or Zhang. So again, the in-text citations and the reference list items should match, right? Okay, so in terms of this week's lecture portion, I want to, comment on the influence of the parasite on the Korean wave, right? So, one of the group presentation mentioned why this, huge success that the film meant. So this week's lecture portion, I want to comment on the influence of the film Parasite on the Korean wave, right? So as it's already presented, this film had a huge success. We can say it's a groundbreaking success. Why? Because Parasite was the first non-English language film to win Academy Award for Best Picture, right? It has been only just English word language film, right? Up until Parasite, right? So we can say it's groundbreaking success, right? And this film got global recognition, right? It generated worldwide box office success of $265 million, while demonstrating Korean cinema's ability to transcend language barriers and elevated the visibility of Korean cultural content, not only Korean film, but other cultural content internationally, right? So why then this film was so successful, right? So one of the presentations mentioned this, brilliant marketing strategies, right? Not only that, but the film itself, right? I want to focus on the nature of the film, why it was so successful, right? So one of the many, also in terms of the quality of the film, one of the many reasons we can kind of focus on the hybridity in Parasite, right? So in terms of genre, the film begins as a family comedy with humorous elements, but transforms into a dark thriller midway through. So it combined like a comedy with thriller and some with horror element, right? And it also incorporate element of horror and social commentary throughout, right? It's not just about horror, right? It's not about, killing and dying and blood, right? The social commentary is incorporated throughout the film, right? So this film expertly blends different elements from different genres while maintaining audience engagement, right? And also it merged entertainment with social critique, right? So it's thematically very complex. It's some films with heavy social critique, sometimes we don't find it entertaining, right? But this film, is entertaining while we think of some social issues presented in the film, right? So it combines art house sophistication with mainstream appeal. Like some very artistic films, again, sometimes people find them boring, or it's hard to focus or hard to be engaged, right? But Parasite is, very artsy kind of film, but at the same time, it has mainstream appeals. A lot of people can enjoy watching it, right? In terms of artistic element, the cinematography is very sophisticated, but, it has very accessible storytelling. So you can understand what's going on in the story, right? So it blends visual sophistication with narrative accessibility. So then, another way of, another aspect of this hybridity is that this film presents universal themes through a distinctively Korean perspective, right? So it presents Korean society's specific challenges, very specific to Korea, right? Through the metaphor of semi-basement apartment where low-income, housing became low-income housing during the rapid urbanization, and it shows the consequences of South Korea's rapid economic growth and inequality, and it incorporates Korean educational pressures and social hierarchy as well. So it shows very South Korea specific social issues and problems and challenges, but it reflects global concerns about economic disparity, right? So this proves people how this huge disparity between the rich and the poor in the film. In any other countries, in any other cultures, this same problem exists, right? So people can find this problem in their own culture and society, right? So the film shows how poverty transcends cultural and national boundaries, right? And it explores capitalism's impact through a distinctive Korean lens. So, and at the same time, this film uses visual storytelling to transcend language barriers, right? Visually, if you look at this staircase, so the photo on your right is a real site in Seoul, and this site, some scenes of the film was filmed in this specific site, the staircase, right? So this staircase, the poor people had to climb up to go to rich people's house, right? So it visually shows this hierarchy and very virtual hierarchy, right? So even though you don't understand the language, or even before you read the subtitles, you can see this staircase. But again, after staircase, you have to go up to the rich people's house, and you have to go down, climb down to go to the poor people's house, right? And so, in essence, the film succeeds by grounding universal experiences of class struggle and social mobility within authentic Korean cultural context, making it both culturally specific and globally relatable. So then what is the impact of this film on the Korean wave, right? It contributed to the Korean film industry growth by, contributing to South Korea becoming the world's 6th largest movie industry. And it opened the door for broader acceptance of Korean content globally, not only Korean film, but in general Korean content. And it enhanced credibility of Korean filmmaking in Hollywood, right? And it helped legitimize Korean storytelling in Western markets while increasing global interest in Korean cinema beyond traditional markets and demonstrating successful blend of local context with universal appeal, right? And it also contributed to the industry transformation by creating new opportunities for Korean filmmakers internationally. And it also challenged Hollywood dominance in global cinema and established new standard for cross-cultural storytelling. So this is it for today's lecture. Thank you very much for your attention.